Yo, what's going on, guys? Today we'll be talking about a report that came from Tim McMahon of ESPN, and basically the Devin Booker and the Phoenix Suns publicly commit to each other, and that they're going to retool around D-Book as someone who they believe is the one that needs to be built around, which is smart. So is that meaning Kevin Durant's going to be traded? I want to hear your thoughts down below. Comment and like. Now, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more content like this. But allegedly, the Suns this offseason might be retooling around Devin Booker. Allegedly, Matt Ishbia is saying, Tim McMahon reports, that the Suns are disappointed in the season. It's basically now 2.5 years with Durant here. Bradley Beal, hopefully they'll be able to get him to waive his no trade clause and to have him move on, as the Suns front office believes the team isn't that far from contention as the current standing indicates. Titten and Man says a source close to Matt Ishbia says, for better than worse, there's no trust the process in Phoenix, and that Ishbia defended where the Suns are under his leadership, and that he considered his obligation as an owner to give the best resources, give the support, make sure that we are a destination in Phoenix to create a great fan experience. I think one of the things you look right here, this is basically the same thing they're perpetuating for the last few weeks. If they hadn't done this, they would still have Mikal Bridges. They hadn't traded for Bradley Beal, and they'd still have control of their draft picks. So it's kind of crazy to think that like he could have just kept the team together and this wouldn't be the case. Now, the Phoenix Suns and Devin Booker are fully committed publicly and privately to each other as they retool. That Matt Ishbia has said that that's silly to think of, but the Houston Rockets have been repeatedly mentioned as expressing interest behind the scenes for Booker, who would fit the timeline of Houston needing a proven bona fide superstar in his 20s. The Rockets own the Suns' first round picks in 2027 and 2029. When Booker was first drafted, the Suns averaged more than 60 losses during the first 4 years of his career. Then they became quickly title contenders, basically for like a 4-year span. So it's crazy to think. Also, Booker can decline his $62.8 million player option in 27-28 to sign a 3-year, $212 million deal. So what I'm reading right here is a bunch of nothing. Both sides are saying the right thing, but we all know KD's going to get traded, and what's going to happen, I don't know. So let's get right into the rest of the video. So what does this all mean? I think this is like probably like the biggest thing that we're trying to figure out is how easy will it be for them to regroup? Because I think they have some pieces in place. Like it really could be a lot easier for them to do than people would imagine. So what are they going to do? Like Ryan Dunn, as we said, is a solid piece. Iguodala is a solid piece. I think if you can convince a team to take Vasilija Micic either as a buyout candidate or something, that could be an option. I even think keeping Mason Plumlee around would be cool. Like your center and Nick Richards is obviously going to be around. Like I really think, and if you draft another big man to have like a 4 big by committee, I think your center rotation's fine and cheap. Then, like we said, Ryan Dunn's there. I don't think Trey Jones is coming back. I think redoing the bench would be solid. Like if you honestly can flip KD into something, we knew Julius Randle and Dante DiVincenzo were some guys that were being discussed as players within the package, and potentially Naz Reid. It really, if it was a deal with Minnesota, that would look like a Naz Reid, Dante DiVincenzo, Julius Randle package with whatever draft assets Minnesota can muster. But yeah, to me, I think it's an interesting one because I think that's the best deal. Well, if you look, the Grizzlies, it would probably, I've said this, I think the Grizzlies could give you the best package because you would be able to get like Jay Huff and probably draft picks and a Santi Aldama sign and trade. A deal probably built around Brandon Clark, Marcus Smart, Santi Aldama sign and trade, and throw in Jay Huff, maybe Scottie Pippen in there too. Like that's really not a bad deal if you're the Suns, because then you, as we said, Jay Huff joins Iguodaro. If you bring back Plumlee and Richards, you still have Richards. Then you have yourself Brandon Clark, who could be your power forward for the bridge until maybe you draft somebody or you trade for somebody else. You also have, at that point, Marcus Smart, who can be flipped. And same thing with Brandon Clark, two guys who could be flipped. The deal could be expanded. And Santi Alama would be your starting power forward more than likely. As I actually really like that deal. Another one would be the Mavs, where it'd be like Daniel Gafford and Klay Thompson and PJ Washington would be the package for Kevin Durant. So even there, those are all like formidable like groups of guys. The Rockets would be less enticing. I think the Rockets deal, I mean, they could do it around Jalen Green, but like Jalen Green and Devin Booker shouldn't be together. It would probably be like convincing Fred VanVleet to pick up his team option and building a deal maybe around something like that. I know the numbers could work if you did it with, I believe, who would the numbers have to be? Because I know they can eat some of it, but it'd be like Jock Landale. Who else is in there that they could, I'm going off the top of the dome, but Jock would be there, Dylan Brooks, and then they would have to like piece together Aaron Holiday, and I think that would be able to do it, yeah, because they'd have the money right there. Who else was in the group of teams that were interested? The Heat, it'd be a package like Andrew Wiggins. You probably, I mean, Terry Rozier and Andrew Wiggins is the easiest way to get that deal done, and then you probably find a third team to make the money work. But, and this is all for KD. Now, I do find it rather interesting. In all these scenarios, yeah, you want to find another center, a starting small forward, a power forward, like a couple front court players, like a starting level wing. Like there's a plethora of players, combinations that I think if you went to the, like, there's multiple teams. Like I think DiVincenzo and the Julius Randle package is like my least enticing. I think the Rockets, I think it's just kind of cap flexibility. I think really the Klay Thompson, PJ Washington, and Daniel Gafford package is the one that really enticed me. Andrew Wiggins and Terry Rozier is like, maybe like Terry Rozier ends up out of the league and you get a free like $25 million reduction in salary. That could be a bargaining chip. I kid. Now, I think the other one, obviously, people are going to think of is, we talked the Mavs, we talked the Heat, I don't think the Warriors are in there. I think the Grizzlies is another great one, especially if they can get it in a Santi Alama sign trade. That would change everything. So let us know your opinions down below in the comment section. If you guys enjoyed this type of content, subscribe. That will mean a ton. Let us know that you enjoy this. So ciao.